Right, 1574, good luck. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. You get, what, 20 seconds in blitz, I think it is, to make your first move. Let's play the carrow again. We got black 2 in a row. Okay, this time the advanced variation, so get the bishop up and try and push forward. So we trade, and you pretty much always play c5 here. Queen and you can easily blockade. How do I want to do this? I think knight across is a good move here to come something like this. Depends what our opponent does. Let's play across. He knows what he's doing for a 1500, doesn't he? Blimey. 1500, he knows what he's doing. Might have to change the pawn structure this way. How the heck's he doing this? Let's go here. Okay, cross. Let's just chuck the pawns up the board. We need to try and break this structure up, but he's defending it really well. He knows the opening theory. Okay. So can I finally take now? Let's just chuck this pawn, but I am looking to take something at some point. It's just a case of how. So here. Ooh, what if we get a chance to do this if he goes here? Let's take this way, because if he does this, we get a protected passed pawn. This way, I think we win a pawn, actually, don't we? Because we get knight and the bishop there. So let's take. So we attack the rook. He could just develop and trade the bishop. That would be pretty good. Now we've got knight up to come in, but we might lose our pawn, but we get a tempo attacking the queen. Watch out for this sort of idea. This could come very rapidly. So do we try and guard the pawn? Yeah, we've just blown the pawn. We've just blundered it. How the heck has he done this? I'm going to go forward and go here. He's playing far stronger than 1574. I'm just trying to plant my knight here and get the rook forward rather than staying back over. Gonna move here. Queen can't go this way because of the knight. I've seen that. Got to give my king an emergency square. My opponent will probably do the same thing. And then we need to get the other rook into play if we can. Oh, he's happy just to trade. Guess I kind of have to. So let's do that emergency square move now. If the rook was here, we'd have a nice move, but it isn't, so we don't. It'd probably do a similar move, I would guess. At least we stop the knight jumping forward, so that's quite useful. And maybe queen across, rook across, that sort of idea. Yeah, that's what he's done. So we'll come right across trying to develop the rook and then try and just power forward if we can. Pressure on the backward pawn. Not easy. He's gone back. Okay, let's develop the rook there anyway. And try and get this second rank. We can do that again. Try and put pressure on. Can we get this? I don't see how with the knight there. Let's come right up and hit this pawn then. Now, have I got knight up now to force it off? I think I have. That should be good for us. And then we try and pressure this pawn here. So queen in, takes, and he's got rook behind to guard. A little bit annoying. But he's threatening to check and win a pawn here. Yeah, queen trade's got to be right. If he goes after this one, we're going to crash through the center, I think. But yeah, he's certainly not a 1500 that we're playing here. He's not, it's not even remotely anywhere near a 1500 level. This is drastically better than a 1574. I hope he's legit. 20,000 games. Oh wait, is he going to do this? No, he's just hung the pawn, hasn't he? Thought he was going to go down there, but he's hung the pawn. Now if we can get his rook off, push this, but it's going to be practically impossible to win this one. But here, rook off, it's still a theoretical draw. make certain one guards the other. The cross will just trade and get it off the board. But yeah, best chance, only chance really, is the clock here. I don't think he can block here because we have a pawn, but maybe he can. He goes back. So let's push forward. Let's go here. I can blockade here if needed. He's rather good for a 1500. Let's push. And trying to play at a reasonable speed. Oh, he hangs the queen. He might have tried that on there because of the clock. He might have done that deliberately purely because of the clock there. Now we're just going to get a queen and checkmate. Played an amazing game for Anthony for 1574, but we get a checkmate in the end. Let's see what it was in engine language. So we just pause there. Yeah, I played another game before this one, a really good game. I have a very quick look at that one, and I've forgotten to press the button to record it. But a really good game in the Carrot. So I'll just have a really quick flick through this one, but I don't have the game actually recorded. Just getting out the normal standard theory, just going for normal, simple development moves. Then our opponent in this one just went wrong here, losing a piece. I'm just flicking through, as you can see, then again, losing another piece. And then it's just a case of trying to get our pieces developed and get coordinated here and convert the win without blundering. We try and get a rook off, then we try and get the queen off. King goes on the wrong square, and that's game over, but that was a very good game. And silly me didn't have it recorded. Now let's look at the one that we've actually just played. So it's 49 moves. They're the move times for both players. So we'll analyze this one as well. Again, black both games. Yeah, completely flatline level. Played it amazingly well. Only 44 moves flatline level. Drastically stronger than a 1574. Is it flatline the whole way through? No, it isn't. So there's been some little mistakes here and there. Unbelievably good. Concerningly good, I guess you could say. Tremendous game by our opponent there. And then he just tried it on with the queen, didn't he? Maybe getting low on time. He thought, I'll just try it and hope that you're not paying attention and you miss it. Yeah. It's concerning a bit. I hope my opponent's legit with this. Of course I do. I've played 96% in this as well, and a CPL of 9. That is like really, really, really good. But my opponent's figures would have been essentially identical, but for that move throwing the queen. Okay, we're a little bit better out the opening there to come back to completely level. Right to move 44. You see, nothing at all is being flagged here. All completely standard theory. If a 1500 knows all this theory, it's very impressive. So we managed to win a pawn here, but then I thought, yeah, can we try and just get forward here and get the knight round? I should have put the queen there, and immediately I've lost the pawn. And he's forced the rook off the board, and we're trying to just get developed, but you see it's completely flatline level. In a few moves time, it's essentially level now at amateur level. Yeah, I should have come back here and guarded the pawn and targeted it from this way. I didn't see that. I could have protected this pawn and had a double attack there. 1.3, so then it's completely level still. And he's keeping up with the pace with me on the clock, and he's just a few seconds down. Gee, what's that move? That can't have been a top engine move, surely, going there. Turn it on. I've only got 2 lines on. You can put up to 5 lines on if you just set it like that. All 5 lines are completely 0.0 level. And I don't think Queen F7 is one of them, is it? But that's good to know, actually. That's good to know. But it is, actually it is, yeah. It's still 0.0 level. There must be more of them. There's lots of moves, as we can see with 5 lines there. I'll go back to 2. I normally just have it on 2. But it's 0.0 level in the game. And it still is with that move. It's unusual. It's a little bit unusual. And then in this position, he just hangs the queen. I suspect because he's low on time now. And I'm up on the clock, he thinks, I'll try it on just in case you're making some sort of pre-move. And I wasn't. Okay, I just hope my opponent was legitimate there. If they were, they've played an absolutely amazing game there, so very well done.